Earl?
All right, moving on. So the All-Star break has came and went. The Guardians are sitting at 500, half game over the Minnesota Twins for first place in the AL Central. The conversation that we've had a lot over the last couple months is what to do with Shane Bieber. Now, his last 5 games, he got a 5.2 ERA. He's getting hit all over the place. His last start, he gave up 9 hits to the Kansas City Royals. Is it finally time to trade Shane Bieber? And if so, how much value does he still have?
Well, we talked about it before, and for me, the answer hasn't changed. Yeah, you have to trade him now. The value is only going to diminish. And I think your benefit from the fact that you have 2 years of postseason control, that helps the value.
He 0-3 in the last.
And yeah, I mean, those numbers are awful. But and the fact it's a supply and demand issue, and there's just not going to be that many starters available. So I think now is maximizing the value, and this is an organization that always maximizes the value in their guys. So I think he is going to be dealt. Certainly, you'd like to see him pitching better. Like I said, you have to take this up to the deadline to create more interest, and I still think that's the case. But gosh, you really need a couple good starts out of him.
When is the
here
deadline?
in July 31st.
Oh.
So it's coming.
Oh, I didn't know it was that
he's
quick.
got, what, 3 starts left?
19 days.
He's got 3, maybe 4 starts left before the deadline. You really want to see him pitch well. And it's complicated by the fact of the McKenzie injury. That certainly doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah. But it ain't like
it's a difficult choice either way.
It ain't like he's 0-3 in the last game, so it's not like he's pitching better than a lot of people anyway.
Well, and the numbers have been down for a couple of years with him. And whether it's the sticky stuff, whether it's the shoulder injury he had a couple of years ago.
The sticky stuff.
No one really knows
That's what's wrong
what
with
happened
Karen
to the velocity drop or where it came from. But his margins are so thin. I mean, Shane was pitching well early in the year, despite not having great velocity. But his margin for error is so small, and we've seen that here in these last couple of starts. But I still think, listen, his value is only going to go down from here because of the fact that you lose an extra year postseason control. That matters a lot. That makes a significant difference. We talked about it before. They traded Bauer with 2 years left to control. They traded Clevenger with, I think, 3 years left to control. They're not afraid to move these guys. They were in first place, 18 games over 500 when they traded Bauer. And I think that this is
Bauer.
There was some personality things.
Yeah. Once he threw that ball over that,
well,
that fence, it was over with.
The decision to trade him, I think, was made before that, but certainly that didn't help matters any. Clevenger had the issue, the COVID issue, where he and Plesac broke curfew.
Yeah.
So there were some personality things with those guys that Shane doesn't have, but it still comes down to the control and the 2 years of control, and I think these are the last days of Shane in Cleveland.
Man, the Guardians as a whole, they're like I've switched my focus. They're like the college girlfriend. They're like the college girlfriend in March. You graduate in April. Like you're like, well, I mean, would it be? Might as well ride it out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just gonna break up with you in like February, but you got your little internship in the summer. She's moving away. You act like you're gonna work it out. Like, it's not like you're gonna leave on bad terms, but you don't really have any expectations.
Yeah.
And so you just enjoy yourself. You just enjoying each other's company till the inevitable happens, where she either starts waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning going to work. You start moving over to another place, and then you by that point in time, y'all both got regular jobs. One of y'all gonna stop lifting weights, stop looking cute, and then somebody gonna upgrade and somebody gonna take an L. That's the Guardians. For me, if you look at Shane Bieber, I'm like, that's my college girl. What am I gonna trade for? I mean, I could get something for it.
You better get some type of bat.
Get a little something. I get a little stick.
You got to get one. If you trade them,
Is
that's the only thing.
Is it going to be a crazy bat?
No, it's not going.
It ain't a crazy bat.
I just want to shrink myself and crawl in your head for 30 seconds to see what goes on in there. Some of the stuff you come up with
it's crazy, right?
It's wild.
It is, but no, like
it's a great analogy, though. It was a great analogy.
Like, yo, I'm not. I don't work myself up over the Guardians. It's like, okay, you like, hey. If we work out, we go on a date or something, that's fine. Like, we never going, like...
So you indifferent about the trade?
At this point, I don't think... See, McKenzie going down...
Messed up everything. It messed up everything.
It's an impact. It for sure is an impact.
But the thing is,
But Savali's pitching well. Gavin Williams is the real deal. Bybee, you're counting on young guys to carry a heavy
I just
load.
don't want Cal in the rotation.
And that heavy load when you get to like September, October, now you telling me you got to have Gavin Williams, Bybee, and you're going to have Cal Con.
No, we not. No.
Well, he's in the mix.
No,
You're counting on Savali.
No.
So Savali got it. So now you're counting on Savali's what, a 3?
It's putting a lot of. I mean, Gavin Williams very well may be your game 1 starter.
That's crazy.
It is, but you're looking at the long-term health of the franchise.
Y'all need to cut this. Y'all act like they gonna win the World Series this year, whether he stay or go anyway.
No, and that's part of the reason
So
why I
go
think.
ahead.
And that's part of the reason why I think. But I think they are a playoff team.
They gonna make it anyway.
Okay, so Gavin Williams is your game 1 starter.
That's fine.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, your college girlfriend, she dressed up. She good.
That's
go,
fine. Yeah,
Go to the graduation
it ain't
party.
like it's not like we win in the World Series this year. You might as well get a stick
I got
for
a
him
question.
and have somebody in the rotation.
Might as well go meet Aunt Ida for the graduation party like y'all gonna be there.
Because I'm like Jason now. I'm trying to get inside your head. So is Shane Bieber like he basically like the girl that let themselves go? He'd have been in this relationship so wrong. He started to just let himself
Nah,
go.
like if he's a girl like you was in college, you'd be like, oh, this is great, and then you start growing up, you'd be like, hold on, so I'm gonna marry you forever? We gonna be together? Is she looking at you like, well, you was cool because you played football, but now
Football season's over.
Football season over, bro, and the league ain't happening. So you gotta now, as a man, compete with the dudes out there with the business suit. Can you get that off? Football, you was A-. This business game, B-. I can upgrade really quickly.
Y'all, it's crazy. And then Jason, this is for you, because I hear this a lot on sports talk radio. For whatever reason, the St. Louis Cardinals keep coming up as a possible
Them and the
trade partner
Orioles.
for Shane Bieber. Can you elaborate on what they have that we might want?
They've got a surplus of outfield bats, which is obviously exactly what Cleveland needs. But the Cardinals, I haven't looked at the standings lately, but they were so far out of it. I don't know why they would make that move. That's a buyer's move to make. Although you do have 2 years of control, so you're trading for him now, thinking I guess you come back into it next year. I think the Angels make a little bit more sense. That's a team that needs a little bit more pitching. There's a lot of teams that need pitching, and Shane's going to wind up in Southern California anyway.
He can't go to. Do the Padres have anything? I feel like outside of their three hitters,
the Padres trade for everything.
So is there a
That'll
point?
be a
They're
good.
always in it.
That'll be a good situation for him.
The Dodgers still have a terrific farm system. Their farm system is loaded, and I, and again we'll go back. Bauer was traded to the National League. Clevenger was traded to the National League. Lindor and Carrasco went to the National League. They try and get these guys up out of here. So a team like the Dodgers would make sense. It's where he wants to wind up anyway, Southern California, and they have a loaded farm system, and they'll trade for anybody.
So is there a point where he's done so bad or the return value is so low that you say, screw it, I'm going to just keep him?
No.
Just for this year. Because then you revisit it in the fall.
It's only going to get lower from here. Because once you get through this postseason, you're down to 1 year control. Now you're into a rental, and now you really don't have a lot of value there. So I think for that reason, you got to move them now.
Don't
because
matter.
this organization is always about the long-term health and maximizing return and maximizing value.
That's what. Listen, they need to get off of that plan and be like the Browns and the Cavs and just mortgage their future.
And just fire everyone every 3 years.
And get Ohtani. Just
Oh,
mortgage
Lord.
your future like everybody, like every other Cleveland team did. Jump on. Just come on.
You know what? You know what? I would entertain that conversation if they were on pace to win 95, 96 games, and
that's
they were
not
running away with the division. No, but I'm saying,
Who's to say that? Who's to say how many games left?
if this,
Who's to say they won't?
but if this was 20, like in 2016, they had a feeling at the deadline like we're in it, and they went
Yeah.
out and they made the big move for Andrew Miller,
Okay.
who also at the time had multiple years of control. But if you felt, I mean, they were in on the Bryce Harper talks not that long ago. So if they felt like they were one piece away and they were like could be World Series contenders, I think they might entertain that, knowing that it's a rental and they have no chance. But they're not at that point. This is a 500 team. You don't make that move when you're a 500 team.
He's right. See, the analogy what he was saying is if you slip up.
Here we go.
You slip up, and your college girlfriend actually was getting her master's, and she was graduating then you looking around like, okay, well, I'm not going to this league. She got her master's. Then you pony up at the deadline. You got to get that ring. You get that ring, you move it to the same city as her. Wherever she going, you going because you done hit the jackpot.
Who wants to do that?
That's what you did. What are you talking about?
I didn't do that.
You got out, you got the jackpot, you got the girl late, and was like, I'm done. I'm out of the game. What are you talking about? You did that. That was a cold analogy. Because now you like, okay, I'm set up, ready to go. That's the fast track. I'm married at 25 to my college wife that I overhit for. I batted 333, but she didn't know I batted 250 last year. I was just hot a little bit. 260, I was lifetime. I batted 330 with 20 home runs, and now I'm about to get a max deal.
So Tyvis, you bagged your wife due to your early college career interception total, right?
Yes, that's what it was. That's what it was. He got out. Listen. He knew what it was, bro.
Listen.
That was cold. You're going to go home and analyze that. You're like, dang, he right. He is right.
I'm talking about me. And he done turned it into me.
That was the coldest one ever.
I don't know what just happened. I got lost at the turn back 6 turns ago.
Rewind that. When y'all go home, watch this.
The fact of the matter is the Guardians have to trade Shane Bieber as seems to be the consensus answer here. Whether it more likely is going to be to the National League, and it should be for some bat or somebody in the outfield that can hit and provide some hitting for the Guardians. And you know what I also want to know is Oscar Gonzalez ever going to make his comeback back to the Guardians?
Tito, man, I don't know what he did to Tito. You know, he must have not. I don't know what he did. Came in last in the calisthenics line, or I don't know what he did. Not clean his station up at the Progressive Field. But he not coming back.
Yeah, we may never see him again. I felt that for a while.
Dang,
they
he had the biggest hit in the postseason last year.
And when you said that, people was like, "Oh man, nah, what you mean?" And I'm like, "Look, man, people will tell you how they feel about you. They'll let you know by their actions, not about what they say. If she don't answer that phone like the second or third time, you chalk that up. You a friend. You a friend. Stop walking.
You a friend.
Don't be walking at. I'm tired of these dudes be running around at the gym, all in front of the girls on the treadmill, talking about how's your day today? What are you doing? Stop that small talk. Let that woman work out. She don't want to be with you. She don't like you.
Shoot or
Y'all
shoot.
are crazy.
Shoot or shoot.
Nah, the shooters go to jail. Both ways.
Oh.
Don't go to jail for harassment. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, man, to wrap this up, we got to read our PCC Airfoil question of the day. As always, man, I posted on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show community poll. Looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, PCC Airfoils is a lead manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoil in Eastlake, Menard, Whitcliffe, and Minerva are hiring right now. All positions are starting at $18 an hour. You get full benefit packages, paid time off, sign-in bonuses. Apply right now at precast.com/careers to learn more. Make sure that while you're on our community tab, when you're voting on our polls, that you're subscribing to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. If you're already a subscriber, tell your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. Had them tell their cousins, had their cousins tell their kids, had their kids go to daycare and tell their friends at daycare, had those kids at daycare go home and tell their parents, and see if we can get some more subscribers to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Earl, did you know that? Jason should know this too.
Okay.
That out of all of the players at the All-Star game, Ohtani was most excited to play with Jose.
That's because he coming to Cleveland. So speaking of Cleveland, is it time for the Cleveland Guardians to finally trade Shane Bieber? We had 521 votes. 75% says yes, 25% says no.